Hello Daily Drafters and welcome back to the channel for today's Daily Draft. We are closing out this week with another Modern Horizons 3 draft. And we're going to dive right into Pack 1 Pick 1 and it's going to be a quick one. You see it, I see it, we all see it, we've got to take it. It's our boy Chris, Writhing Chrysalis. Here we go. Pack 1 Pick 1 Writhing Chrysalis. It's a pretty easy pick here. There's really nothing in contention. Warp Tusker is okay. I haven't played with or against Indebted Spirit yet. I do think it would be pretty good though. What else is there? Breathe Your Last, fine. Signature Slam. If we could wheel that, that'd be great. I don't think we're going to wheel the Warp Tusker, but I'm going to go ahead and take our good boy Writhing Chrysalis to start here. And it's always a good spot to start when you can take the best common in the set. So we will do that. What is this one? 3 mana 3/3. You can look at the top card of your library at any time. You can cast creatures from the top. And a green and tap it. Tap 2 untapped creatures you control. Reveal a card from your hand or the top of your library. If you reveal a creature card this way, put it onto the battlefield. That seems really good. There's also a Nightshade Dryad, which would be very good with Chrysalis here. But this card just seems quite good, especially if we're like red-green Eldrazi and just have a bunch of creatures. We just cast things off the top of our deck. So I'm going to take Eladamri here. And I don't think Nightshade Dryad wheels. Oozewag on the wheel would be good. Lurker on the wheel would be good. Perilous Landscape would be good. But I'm going to go ahead and take Eladamri here. And look to build a green-based creature deck, which is the most popular deck in the format, and basically the best deck in the format. So, could be tough to get into it, but holy cow, we gotta pick 3 Titans Vanguard. Are we doing it? I think we're doing it. There's a Horrific Assault here, which also would be outstanding. And honestly, not much else for us. But Titans Vanguard is a gift. And very good. The red-green-gold uncommon and the red-green-gold common, both are the best versions of, you know, the gold commons and gold uncommons in the set. And these are 2 great reasons to be drafting this deck here. Now we've got Breaker of Creation, as well as Unfathomable Truths on the splash, which I think would be pretty good. Gift of the Viper, Foul Strike, couple of black cards here. I'm going to go ahead and take the Breaker of Creation. It goes well with Writhing Chrysalis here. If we can get a couple of those 2 mana rampers, then we can go 2 mana ramp into Chrysalis into Breaker on turn 4? 1, 2, 3. No, we'd be 1 mana short. So this is at earliest a turn 5 play, most likely. So we're going to go ahead and take Breaker of Creation here. And even if we don't get a lot more cards this pack for our deck, we've already got a great start here. I love Cursed Wombat as well. I don't think it's very good in this style of deck. But Horrific Assault, like I said, if the other one could wheel, that'd be great. But I'm going to go ahead and take this one here. You know, it's a bite spell for 1 mana that also gains us 3 life in this deck. Pretty easy pick here. If I see one of the Teamer fetch lands, can't remember the name of it, but the one that's green, red, blue, I will take that one pretty highly. I'm going to want to end up with at least 3 or 4 of the fetch lands in this deck as well. But I'm loving the start here. I mean, this is about as good of a start as you could possibly ask for in this format. And Nightshade Dryad does come back, as well as Eldrazi Repurposer. Both of these still being here is interesting, but I think the Dryad providing 1 colorless and 2 early mana ramp that lets us get the Chrysalis down on turn 3 is really important. I do like the other green card I pointed out though as well. This is not really the landscape land I'm looking for. We've got the Hungertide Rises, which I also don't think is very good, but I will take a Malevolent Rumble here. I think this is fine. So 4 mana, look at the top 4, put a permanent into your hand, and make a spawn. So again, this is another way to ramp into Chrysalis on turn 3. I think I'll take it. It's not as good with Eladamri, because we're going to want our creature count to be quite high. But that should be okay. I mean, we'll see where we end up and what we need to need to cut at the end, but looking fine so far. Red is not particularly open, it seems, but green does look to be relatively open, and I will take that as long as one of these colors is open. If we can get an Ulamog or a Kozilek in pack 2, we would really be doing it. I would love to get one of those, one of the green common cards that I pointed out, but couldn't quite take over Nightshade Dryad here as well. Another Hunger Tide, no thank you. Foul Strike, probably not. I'll go ahead and take my first landscape land here. This does help us splash blue if we need to at some point, and usually these Eldrazi decks want to for, you know, an Eldrazi Displacer. I think that's the name of the 5-mana blue Eldrazi. At common, that's a really good one. We'll go ahead and take that here. I'll take Monstrous Vortex just to cut green, but I don't really want to play it. I mean, it's good with Breaker of Creation and Titan's Vanguard, but I just don't think it's really worth doing this unless we have like 6 or 7 creatures with power 4 or greater, which is also an awkward spot to end up with. Notably, that 7-drop Eldrazi, the green Eldrazi, did not wheel there. Perilous Landscape, not the land we're looking for. I'll take an Oozewag, though. I mean, it's a fine filler creature if I need it. Also, it's very ugly. We'll take the Oozewag here. Nothing. I'll just send white signals. Gift of the Viper. I could consider playing it if I wanted to. That's a late Golden Tail Trainer. And so is the other one. And another Gift of the Viper. All right. What can we do here? We've got... only red card is Siege Smash. Which one is this one? Oh, okay. This is a great MDFC land. 3 mana. Target creature you control gets +2/+2, and then it fights a creature. Or it's a land. There's also an Oozewag, another Breaker of Creation, an unplayable rare, and a bunch of cards that aren't in our colors. So let's take the MDFC land here. And, you know, I would still like probably at least 1 or 2 of the big 7-drop Eldrazi's that cycle. I would like another Nightshade Dryad or 2. I'd like another Chrysalis if I could be so lucky. I would like a couple of the 3-mana common Eldrazi's that enter the battlefield with a spawn, things like that. That's what we can do to fill out this deck here. I'll put these in here. I'll put at least 1 in here for now, but it's probably one of our first cuts. But we'll see. Ooh, what is this? All right. 7 mana, 6/6. You may reveal this card from your opening hand. If you do, at the beginning of your first upkeep, look at the top 4 cards. You can put one of those back on your library and you exile the rest. And when you cast this spell, you exile a permanent. What are our other options? Nothing. So, what does this one even do? Choose a creature type. I just don't think this is worth it either. Even if we name Eldrazi, that's just not worth it. But Devour of Destiny. We could cast this on turn 4 with Dryad into Chrysalis into Devour. Nothing else here really stands out. We could play Legion Leadership. We could play not much else. So let's go ahead and take Devourer. Ooh, what is this? 9 mana, 6/6 flyer. When you cast it, you may exile your hand if you do draw 3. Each creature you cast has Emerge equal to its mana cost. It also has Emerge. That's a pretty fun one here. Oh, but there's a Teamer Bountiful Landscape. Oh, man. I gotta try this, right? How many drafts are you going to be able to play with this card? That seems sweet. So 6/6 flyer, and you can also just like refill your hand. Yeah, let's try this out. It's a shame it has to be in the same pack as a Bountiful Landscape there. But I think we'll survive. Alright. We are getting cut hard from this direction, unfortunately. I don't really want another Malevolent Rumble. I don't think I'm splashing a Corrupted Shapeshifter. I'm not playing Mogmob. Deserted Temple is a colorless land? Maybe? Like if we just don't really get there on landscapes, maybe I could consider playing that. I just don't think I want another one of the other cards there. And just like that, all red cards and all green cards are completely cut. So we have our neighbor in Eldrazi here. We're going to have to hope we get enough cards in pack 3 because we are basically completely cut out of this here. These are good cards. I mean, green-white is open. Is there a world where we could be green-white here? We've got a Golden Tail Trainer as well. I mean, maybe? Because look, red and green are just completely cut again. I could splash these two cards, but they're not great splashes. You really want to be a dedicated green-red Eldrazi deck if you're playing those. Guess I'll take the wastes here. Sundering Eruption, Colossal Dreadmask. I guess I'll take the Dreadmask. It goes fine in green-white if we have to pivot. And it goes fine in green-red too. It's another expensive spell that I'm kind of worried about though. Gosh, look. Golden Tail Trainer. Alright, and a Bountiful Landscape and a Drownyard Lurker. This is tough because I'm getting so many green-white signals here. I haven't built my deck towards green-white, really. Like, I have to get rid of basically all of this. Man, I think it's the right thing to do, though. This is a tough one. This is the kind of draft, I usually have one or two of these drafts every format where I get so cut out of what I'm doing that I try to pivot, and then the pivot deck doesn't end up being very good either, and then I go like 1-3 with it, and it's really unfortunate. Like, we started out with such a good start, and then we have just been completely cut out of... Like, the last 6 cards out of this pack have just been basically unplayable for red-green. Yeah, just like, look, a really good green-white bestow card here. Another green-white bestow. I mean, I guess that's another green-white bestow. Like, we're just, I guess, green-white here. Oh my gosh, and then you make me make this pick. Ah. Eldrazi Linebreaker is busted. There's another Writhing Chrysalis here. I have to take one of these. I'm taking the Linebreaker, and if we get cut, we get cut. I can go back into green-white if I find another Faithful Watchdog or something like that. I could play Rosecott Knight, but Linebreaker is a busted card. Alright, Basking Brood Scale is good. It also has Adapt, so it could go well in green-white. Riddle Keeper is good for red-green. Warp Tusker is good. Revitalizing Repast would be good in either deck here. I'm going to take the Brood Scale. It kind of bridges the gap between the two decks that I'm drafting here. And now we see more Eldrazi stuff. So Repurposer, Brood Scale, another Indebted Spirit though. Oh, I'm in between, and I hate it. I don't have enough playables if I go green-white. I may not even have enough playables if I go green-red. I probably wheel this Indebted Spirit as well. I'll take the Repurposer, I guess. So whenever a modified creature you control dies, you manifest a card. Another Colossal Dreadmask. I don't think we need another 6-drop. Metastatic Evangel isn't really for green-white, even if we do go that route here. Twisted Landscape is a green-red land. I guess I just take the green-red land here. I could take this and go back to green-white. I don't know what deck I'm drafting here. Another Horrific Assault. Okay. Back to green-red. Vortex. I guess landscape land here. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? This is so tough. I've got like 4 colorless lands already. Let's take Unicorn here. I think we're at the point of the pack where red-green is about to be completely cut off, he says, as Fanged Flames shows up. Like, red is so cut. Look how few red cards we have. Okay, sacrifices like Cultivate, basically. Witch Enchanter. I mean, I'm not playing anything else here. I don't think I'm playing Infernal Captor. I might have to figure out a way to splash white. Or maybe I splash red with a Shattered Landscape here over Foul Strike. I could take the Rose Cotton Knight as well. Gosh, I'm drafting 2 decks, and then the Warp Tusker comes back. All right, it's going to be a very interesting deck build. It's going to take me quite a while to figure out what I'm doing here. Let's just play 2 decks at the same time, basically. See? Indebted Spirit came back as well. All right. Alright, so Perilous Landscape. I could play Evangeline green-white. I think I'm green-white. Maybe I can get away with splashing something. Alright, I'm going to build it and probably come back a little bit disappointed after this deck build. Okay, so I did end up with a green-white deck here. And I think it's a pretty good one. We've got a Watchdog, double Trainer, double Unicorn, double Indebted Spirit. I mean, there's a couple of filler cards here. Metastatic Evangel doesn't really do what we want it to do necessarily. I mean, Watchdog has counters, Brood Scale gets counters, Nyxborn Unicorn gives counters, Oozewag gets counters. I mean, I guess Rosecott Knights get counters. I mean, there's some stuff we can do here as well. Viper gives counters. We've got Umbra and Colossal Dreadmask to make it cheaper with Golden Tail Trainer, and a couple of MDFC lands with 16 lands here. My red-green options would have been 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards, kind of, and I would have had to cut the white to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 white cards, 11, 12, 13 white cards. So you see, I didn't really have enough cards to make a full red-green deck here. I would have been about 3 or 4 cards short. As good as these cards are, we just got pushed off of it here. I mean, we've got so much power in the sideboard, but this was where the power was in our draft here today with 15, and I wish I would have committed to it sooner. I was really, really holding on to the Chrysalis and the Vanguard and, you know, Breaker of Creation so early and a Horrific Assault. All of those things so early just really wanted me to hold on to it. I don't think we have the best green-white deck here, but it was open, and I do think we're going to be able to serviceably get some wins with this, hopefully. Hopefully it didn't derail my draft and results too much. So, we're going to find out together, and I'll see you in game 1. Well, the hand isn't great and it needs some help. But we do have 2 removal spells, 3/3 with Vigilance, and both colors of lands. So I'm going to keep it for that reason. Now, if this Faithful Watchdog dies, that's it's not great news for us. They have a tune with Ether here, or tune the narrative here. So they're going to go ahead and get their energy deck going. Hopefully that is slightly annoying. I think I'm going to make sure that they can't ramp here. Next turn I can play the Watchdog and then Horrific Assault something as well. I just want to make sure they don't ramp up to 4. Hopefully no Counterspell. They didn't have it, but they do have Interaction now. We are drawing basically nothing. We drew a removal spell, but that's about it. And end the turn, I guess. What do you got? Nothing. And a black, and there's a petrifying meddler. That makes things difficult as horrific assaults. I can 2-for-1 myself to kill it. Do I want to do that, though? Perfect, a land. I don't have anything else going on. I mean, they just have to play another big Eldrazi, and then I, like, basically lose. Alright, 16 lands. And that's all we got, is lands left. Ah, another one. Perfect. See what they got here. Nothing. Me too. Go ahead. That's a 6/6. Alright. That's something. Can I cast this for Bestow off the top of my library? It doesn't really do a ton here, but I mean... No, I can't. And there's a land. Perfect. No attacks. I guess we go wide here and hope Eladamri survives. That's kind of our card advantage engine. Now they're going huge. What do you got? Oh, perfect. Eladamri's dead. And we're drawing a land. Alright. This is going great. Sure, take 7, I guess. I don't know. Not doing anything else. Still can't attack. They've got interaction in some way here, so if I attack, they eat one, they kill the other one, they take 2. Like, I think we're basically just dead here at this point. Like, I don't... just don't have enough power to get through this. This thing has trample too, right? Yep. Oh, it's optional? I would love to. Land, gotta love it. And... this has trample as well, so they have 13 points of trample. I mean, if I go for a double or a triple block, they're just bouncing something, and then I just get blown out. I mean, we've drawn like 10 lands here, so... I mean, maybe I need to go to 15. I do have 2 MDFC lands that I can use for lands, and my curve is very, very low. But we've drawn literally 10 of them. We only have 6 left and 22 cards here. Okay, well I have to block now. So if I put all of these on this and they kill a 3/3, it still dies. They can re-equip the Dread Mask. Currently I'm taking 9. This only kills these 2 things, and then these 2 survive. I fully expect them to have at least 1 interactive spell, if not 2. And if they have 2, this still dies here. So I'm just going to do this. Let's see what it is. It might just be lethal by putting it on the Dread Mask or something. There you go. Oh, Death Touch counter. So now we might just be dead now. because it does have trample. And there it is, lethal. Alright. So we just didn't draw a darn thing the whole game. Feels good. Alright, on the draw here, don't have a green, so that's great. I think I'll keep it though, because I do have 2 removal spells and a creature. Oh, another white. It's perfect. It's exactly what I needed. Green, white, Hex Gold, Slith. Get 2 energy. I can expel the Unworthy on that at any point here, so I'm just going to get a creature down. Next turn I could actually Indebted Spirit on the Evangel, make it a 4/2 with Afterlife 1. Even if that starts growing, again, the Expel the Unworthy can kill it. They have a very similar green-white deck to us. I think I will trade this for this now, again, because this does give me a 1/1 flyer when it dies, which is good. That's if it even survives. I might just be taking 6 here. Okay, they've got Indestructible or some source. Reinforced 2, perfect. So it just stays as a 5/5 now. Another land drop, missed. Do I want to pay? I think I do. I can get rid of both of these things here. I get to gain a bunch of life, but I mean... Oh well. Got another Indebted Spirit I can bestow. Let's see what they have. Another big creature here. 6-drop. Sacrificing the Eldrazi. Kind of. Dog Umbra's going to do good work on that. Another card I can't cast, so I guess... we just go ahead and make that unable to block here. Get in for 2. Hydra Trainer, okay. So that can adapt 2, but they have to pay a green for it, which they don't currently have. So they could adapt this next turn, attack us for 5 here. Can't really block it. Ugh. Okay, exile this. Nyxborn Unicorn falls off. Still can't attack though. Another card I can't cast. Let's put this here. Attack, mentor, 3/3. What do these do? Create a 2/1 vigilance counter, and then something gets double strike. I'll have to watch out for the double strike. I'd love a green source, maybe. Okay, so attack us for 5 here. Darn. I don't get the afterlife because it was exiled. Perfect. Alright, go ahead. It's gonna be one of these drafts, isn't it? First game I flood out, second game I can't cast any of my spells. I don't draw green. Alright, double strike, 5/5. I think they've got exactly lethal here, so... Well, thought they had lethal. You can exert it. Target creature gets +X/+X with number of counters on permanents you control. Yeah, they definitely would have had lethal. I guess they chose not to do that, but that's fine. I think I need... Gift of the Viper to be cast here? To block the Hydra Trainer? I'm not really in a position to be attacking very much, so... Hope they don't have another Suppression Ray, I guess. Even if they did, I could untap something here. Faithful Watchdog, sure. Destroy the enchantment. Sure. Another green would be great so I could double spell. Exerting it. I see. Whoa. Goodness. Alright, so we are chumping that and death touching that. That's not the one I needed. Not even remotely. Hex Gold Slith, sure. This actually blocks relatively well here now. Even if I can only just single spell. Let's see if they have removal for it. I have to block. I can't... I mean, they've obviously got some sort of trick here, but I have to block. So, go ahead and do what you're gonna do. Okay. Green. Alright, that's about the only way we could have survived there is by drawing a forest, so... He's got Death Touch too, so I mean I just have to 2-for-1 myself here. And now it's a top deck war. That is good. Let's draw another green, why don't we? How about a white? How about your 6th white? Let's try to get a win here. Alright, we start on the play. Suppose we'll keep. We have 2, 3, 4 drop, so... Sure. I'm just gonna go ahead and play the Unicorn, play the Eldrazi Purposer on 3. Could actually attack with the Unicorn and mentor the O1. Wouldn't be the worst thing in the world. Let's see if they choose to attack. What does this even do? Second card, you make a spawn. Alright. If they block, I do think I'm actually just going to go ahead and save it here, because I can still play the Brood Scale here now. And this does mentor onto it for free, now that it's a 3/3. Play some derpy artifact or enchantment that I can destroy. That's not a derpy anything. It's a big fat creature. I actually probably... Could I adapt in response to the mentor trigger? I probably could. But can't do anything right now, so... I guess we're just hoping they don't double spell here. But if they have Dreamtide Whale in their deck, they're going to be able to double spell. Or maybe not. Brain Surge plus Fetch Land, that's a nice little combo. So I can block with the spawn, use its mana to adapt the Brood Scale here. I guess I'll do that. I have to be sure to not double spell next turn, otherwise it's going to get a counter, because it counts for me too. And I have to hope they can't... They don't have 2 instants that they can double spell with prior to the Vanishing counter going away. Okay, I guess that didn't work out for them. Alright, we take those wins. Let's see if we can get, hopefully, at least a few more here. Alright, we are up first, and Witch Enchanter counting as a white land is going to be quite good for us here. Have it enter tapped, Brood Scale on 2, Trainer on 3, Oozewag on 4. We got a nice little curve here. And then Dreadmask on 5 as long as Trainer stays alive. Because it does make our auras and equipment one less to cast. Although we are going to need lands for that to work out for us. Okay, down goes Brood Scale. I guess we do this, and then now I hope we hit lands. That's about all we can do. Because we do have a 4, 5, and a 6, even if Golden Tail Trainer doesn't survive here. We did, in fact, miss the land drop. So I guess we do this. That's a modified creature. It's got lifelink. I think I'm gonna dog Umbra that. Perfect. This has just been a brutal draft, man. The draft was brutal. First game we flooded, second game we screwed. We're screwing here. It's just one of those drafts. So when that dies, it comes back as a 1/1 flyer. That is a 1/1. There's a land. It still gives these things lifelink, though. That's not great. I'll go ahead and play the Oozewag. If we draw a land next turn, we have options to adapt. I was going to say we could adapt and play Bestowed Indebted Spirit, but we can't do that. That costs 6 mana. So if we hit a land, we can do one of these two. If we miss a land, we can play Indebted Spirit or adapt Oozewag here. That's a 3/3 flyer. And it's got lifelink in flying. That's an issue. What do I do about that? I don't know. I guess that's what I do about that. It comes back as a 1/1 flying lifelink, but that's not as bad as a 3/3 here. So they're going to fight. So if I give this +2/+2, fight that, it comes back as a 1/1. I could attack with it. It does need to die, though. So it's a 3 toughness creature. They could double block here. And they have 2 1/1 flyers. Let's go ahead and attack. They're just chumping, I guess? Okay, so they're trying to race me. I don't think I can play this as just a random 1/1. It doesn't really do anything. I mean, if I miss a land drop next turn, I might just adapt and play this as a 1/1. Now that this is also dead. That's such a problem. I forgot they could even do that. Okay. Yeah, I don't think I can race this here. They're at 30. Like, what am I doing? Do I have a reach in the deck? That's something. The Draw's Claw is still a big issue here, but does exile that. Oh, I can kill their gargoyle. Oh my goodness, I didn't even see that combo. Proliferate a -1/-1 counter onto their other creature. Wow. That's quite the draw, I gotta say. Gets a shield counter. And it gets Draw's Claw here. Give me a land, please. And it's got lifelink, because why wouldn't it? That's also good. Alright, we're drawing well. So at least there's that. Let's see if they are as well. We got 2 5-drops in the hand. I'd love to get on the battlefield here. Okay. Alright, let's do this. So I'm going to mentor onto this, and then it also pumps the other creatures here too, so that was actually a pretty good draw. Whiff one more turn, please. Just draw a land. Ah, more lifelink. Come on, where are my... Oh, this costs less equal to its power. So if I attack with this... Put it here, they can block, but they're still taking, like, a lot of damage here. Because this has trample now, and it's an 8/6 trample. They might not even want to block, considering I have priority here. I think they will, though. Makes sense to do it. Yeah. Okay, go to damage, and take 5 here. I guess I play the Colossal Dreadmask over Eladamri, because that's just a big creature that actually blocks this pretty well. Okay, more lifelink. Gosh, they've got all the lifelink in the world. Don't know why they did that necessarily. Just to drain me for 1 or something? I don't know what the point of that was there. Maybe it was a mistake. They forgot I had a 6/6. Another Golden Tail Trainer. That's cute, but doesn't do exactly what I want it to here. So go to combat, go to attackers. Probably do this, save this back. This doesn't really do much. I mean, maybe I have lethal some way here, but like, these are going to get +4/+4 and have trample, so everything's got trample. This is going to be a 4 power. This is going to be 9. That's going to be 10, so that's 19. That's 23. They gain 4. This should be lethal, actually, so... Yeah, this is 23 points of trample. Alright, we turned the corner and got there, despite never hitting our 5th land drop and having to use an MDFC as a land as well. Yikes. Alright, we're first again, and we've got a 3-lander here, considering Bridgeworks Battle is probably just going to have to be played as a land to ensure we can hit our land drops here. Retrofitted Transmogrant. How much do I care about that? And do I want to exile it? I don't think I do. I mean, I can exile it if they choose to return it back here. I want to save this for things that just, like, get in my way. Hopefully no Cranial Ram. Another Transmogrant. Alright. Golden Tail Trainer or Eldrazi Repurposer. I'm going to play the Repurposer here. It gives me a spawn. Could use that next turn for mana if I want to. Plus it's probably going to eat a removal spell, and I think I'd probably rather the trainer on the battlefield long term here. Okay, not horrible. Deem Inferior. Do I want to redraw it? Against blue-black, it's probably okay. I think it's okay. I'll keep it. Warped Tusker. Cycles makes a spawn here. So I could cycle this and then cast Repurposer off of all the spawns as well, or I could just play Oozewag. I'm drawing Repurposer next turn, so I play Repurposer, and then I can also sacrifice the spawns to play Golden Tail Trainer. That seems okay. Oh no, they have one of the pitch spells here. So they have the blue counter spell, I guess. What does the black one do? I'm not sure what the black one does. Okay, so it's the black one, whatever it is, because they would only get priority if it's the blue one. So I have to see what this black one does now that I know the exact card that's in their hand. Refurbished Familiar. That's a good one. It flies. So I have to discard a card, do I? Horrific Assault seems pretty good in hand right now, so let's get rid of Expel. Still trying to find the card that they've got here. Okay, soak up some damage. Flare of Malice. Okay, well, there it is. Each opponent sacks a creature with the greatest mana value. Alright. Yeah, they did the thing. I figured out exactly at the moment right before they cast it. So that dies. 1, 2, 3. Play the Repurposer. And then play Golden Tail Trainer here. And now I've got Horrific Assault to kill Refurbished Familiar if I want. The Warped Tusker's pretty far away at this point. Killing that Oozewag was pretty good for them. They had a nice little synergy with sacrificing the Transmogrant there, so... Had I remembered, had I gotten to Flare of Malice before their turn, I might have kept the Expel in hand so I could expel away their last retrofitted Transmogrant. Although they probably would have just sacrificed it in response, so that really wouldn't have worked. 4 cards in hand over there. Could be many things. Alright, all that was doing was just cycling for us here, so I guess we're just getting rid of it. And then we'll just draw all the lands here. Alright, now we need some action. Can bring this back as a 3/3. But it does come back tapped. Tune the narrative, draw a card. Visionary. Colossal Dreadmask would be a pretty good draw here. I could cast that. Double top. Alright, that does not bode well. They have 4 cards in hand and have double topped here. You hate to see that. That is not one of the cards we need. Not liking our chances in this game. Most of our draws are pretty small. They're playing blue-black. They're going to be able to remove our threats here. Like if I go for a bestow or something that could end up being okay, like they're just going to kill something here. It's an interesting play, but sure. They have another tune the narrative here. Deem Inferior. Gosh. I don't think I can draw it this time. I just need better things than that. They're good cards, but not on this board. Yeah, that's what I was worried about. Just big things like that. That's things I can't deal with, unfortunately. Oh, it's got Annihilator as well. That's nice. Don't worry, I've got plenty of lands. Alright, looks like we're going to go 2-3 here. I predicted a 1-3 with this late deck swap. If I could just have drafted around this deck a little bit earlier, I think it would have been a little bit better. I don't know if green-white is one of the better decks. It's the first time I've tried a green-white deck here, but didn't go particularly well. We have to take a lot of damage here. We've got no cards. They've got 6 cards, so we're just dead here. 2-3, the worst record to go in Premier Draft. You gotta hate it. And what a draft. Really, really tough one. These are always interesting to post, and I usually have 1 or 2 of these of format. They're just really, really tough to navigate and figure out where to be. I mean, it's easy. Hindsight's 20/20. I should have switched into green-white a lot earlier, but it's really hard to do that when you got cards like this sitting in your sideboard here. So, we'll take a 2-3 today. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you next time for your daily draft.